How is everybody?
Good.
All right, we're gonna get started here in a minute. You know, we're on Black Folks Time, and before we do anything, we're gonna give honor. Ashe.
All right,
Ashe.
I'm just gonna do a quick libation. I want to do it in the Yoruba tongue, and we're just gonna go on into it right now. Omi tutu, ọ̀nà tutu, ilé tutu, tutu la wòye, Olódùmarè ojúbọ òkú olúwa, tẹ́mẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ Olódùmarè ìbàyẹ̀ ìbẹ̀yẹ̀ tudu, ipa iṣẹ́ ọlọ́jọ́ ọ̀run, ipa iṣẹ́ Ọ̀rúnmìlà, ìdílẹ́rẹ̀ ìkéèzì Olódùmarè, ipa iṣẹ́ ọ̀ṣẹ̀tù, ipa iṣẹ́ òkú, ipa iṣẹ́ ọ̀màlẹ̀, ipa iṣẹ́ Orisha, àlùkò bàbá ìwà, ipa iṣẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀nẹ́gbọ̀n wa, ipa iṣẹ́ ọmọ ìyẹ, ipa iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ndẹ̀lẹ̀, ipa iṣẹ́ ọ̀nàkùn, ipa iṣẹ́ I offer light and full libation. With respect and honor for all my ancestors whose names I know. Everybody call out the name of your ancestors. Williams family, Walker family, Smith family, Edwards family, Hollis family, Buckhanders family, Copeland family, Wright family, Patterson family, all y'all family members, College family members. I say, yes, all family members known and unknown, I say. And all the names that I wanted to reveal was always. And so it was spoken, so it will be. I say.
Y'all know we have to give honor to the ancestors and keep it right. I am your host, Ogun Bemi, and I represent Ogun Bemi Temple of Metaphysics. Divine Metaphysics, Ashe. And what we're here today to do is to take back our heritage in the form of what some people will call a Zodiac Chart. We have the original, which is the original constellation, which started out as 13. And what you're going to find out is why the number 13 was omitted, and you're going to find out what the Zodiac was replaced with. What the Orishas, our constellation, was replaced with what they call the Zodiac Chart. Ashe, I give you Baba Yashabiya. Ashe.
Which means welcome, family. I want to at this time extend a special invitation to our ancestors who abide with us today. I want to recognize the founder of Pan-African Connection, Baba. You see how you get it? Yeah, back there. You see how you get a senior citizen moment? That's what you remind.
That's all right, Baba. That's all right.
Yeah. Well, I know the brother way back over there on Beckley back in the day. The reason why we're here today is because we're going to have to go back. If we and I use this word loosely because this is what you have, the jacket you put on, you wear it with pride, African American, in this diaspora. I want to talk to you because the fact is we have been put into an artificial global matrix that has us constantly locked in a place where you can never make progress. You may get a few gains, but never genuine success because we're locked into a matrix that nobody thought about or even knew that it went on. Let me ask a question before we get started. Has any of you ever, that my old friend was a Don page? Don, where's that? Have any of you ever took time to go back and find out where the calendar ever came from? You came in the world and your mama said you was this and you just took it and ran with it, right? Didn't do no research. That's the danger of accepting things without doing research. And what had happened, we as African Americans in this diaspora have been put into an artificial global matrix that you pay no attention to, but our ancestors paid attention to it many, many years ago. What do you mean? We are put into a situation where we are operating on a false illusion, and we're honoring another man's deity and giving him honor, thinking we recognize ours. But what I want to do today is attempt to try to get you reconnected back to our ancient past. Let me ask this question. Then we're going to do a Q&A later on, but I'm going to ask a few things now. My brother say, can you answer this question? Who invented the first calendar? Who can tell? Not Ogun, Divine, Metaphysical, because y'all know. Y'all, anybody else know where the calendar came from? Or the Zodiac or the Astrology? Who was the first one to bring that to you and give it to you? Huh? Public school system. Yeah. But see, but we took a lot of these things and we grabbed it and embraced it without even doing any research. How many of y'all was born in the month of January? Let me see your hand. Mm-hmm. How about February? See your hand. Mm-hmm. How about March? Okay. What's the other one? April? Mm-hmm. May? June? How about July? Mm-hmm. How about August? And the rest of them. If I told you, based on the proper alignment that was given us by our ancestors, you're on the wrong sign. You were born and you've been wearing the wrong label. You wonder why you can't make no progress? Because you're not in tune with your celestial and your terrestrial. Your head and heart are not in alignment. And that's why you have a problem. You make a few gains, but you always fall back. And you wonder why? Why can't I become successful? Because it's like running up to a fence that you can't see, and you get there and you get shocked. You follow what I'm saying? Well, what happened? I was going to name this particular topic, African people, European astrology, a mental genocide. So I'm a former student of Dr. Baba Yashabiya, and we like to check the things, but I thought I might have a few of other people, other countries might have been in. I don't want to offend too much, but I did want to make the point plain that we are following another man's story. So I named it, Why We Need Our Own Astrology and Calendar. Why do we need our own astrology and calendar? Everybody else have theirs but us, African American in this diaspora. Remember I said I was going to use this for? As a point of concept. Come on in, sister. Well, do you think that the constellation is important to you in any kind of way? Do you think it have to have any effect on your life? Mm-hmm. So as the moon affect the tides in the water, so does the constellations. Now we've taken a lot of things and we believe a lot of things, we didn't do no research. And that's the danger. We were told there was 12 signs in the astrology, right? It's 13. Why they take it down to 12 instead of 13? Well, we're going to find out today. I got all this spread. Don't get nervous. I got a spread. We're not going to do all these books and things. There's some more in the car. I don't want to scare you. But I believe in documentation beats all conversation. Making my saying then proofs in what? In the pudding. So what I want to begin with, first of all, how many days in a week? 7 days in a week, you see. How many weeks in a month? 4. How many weeks in a year? Well, 4 times 12 is 48. So something's wrong. But now, 48 and 4, 52. You know where I'm going on. You work a whole extra month, don't get paid for it. Because it's 13 months, 28 days, it's 364, not 365.5. So let's get in this study and let's see what this thing going to see why we jacked up. And I'm going to tell you something else. A lot of other folks that find out about it and they already correcting theirs. The odd thing is we're the only race of people that have a new year. When's the black man's new year? Raise your hand, Tim. When is the black man, when you come out of slavery, when is your new year? They say June. Now that wasn't your, that's not your new year. No, that's not yours either. You know, because all of those names have nothing to do with you. The Chinese got a new year. The Arabs got a new year. Everybody have a new year, but the African American in this diaspora. So we're always trying to celebrate somebody else's stuff. Everything. So let me get going like this. Why we need our own astrology and calendar. Question is, what's wrong with the one we got now, Bob? Let's find out. Yeah. Let's go to our chart. Sister, get yours too. Yeah, I got some notes and I got a little handout. The importance of astrology. First of all, we know that astrology is important. Why? Why do we have a sun, moon, and star? According to the Bible, that everybody claims they read, and they don't. In Genesis 1 and 14, we're going to go there first, then we'll go there. Allow me to do it like I'm just trying to feel where we're going with this. Come on in, bro. Yeah. Everybody have a Bible, so let's use the Bible so we won't get lost. First of all, in Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, I believe it is, why was the stars, the moon, and the sun brought into manifestation? Genesis chapter 1. You're my astrologist, so just okay. Only because a lot of them realize that the Bible is not a religious book, it's a book of astrology. They made it a religious book because they made it to rituals. But I'm going to show you from the Bible that many things that's out there is already written in the text. And then there's a profound rule to go along with it that you disobeyed. First of all, Genesis chapter 1, verse 14.
Genesis 1:14 says, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament.
Lights.
Of the
not
heavens,
a light, but lights.
to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Wait a minute. They're for what? Signs, seasons, days, and years. So it has a purpose. What happened is, when people learned this knowledge, they learned how to use those signs and symbols and purpose to control people. That may sound crazy. If I go back to the original, allow me to do this, the original people who made the first calendar wasn't about the stars. It was about agriculture. It was about the season. Did y'all not know that? You knew that? Huh? No, sir. Bitch, you opened your mouth. Let me let you read so you can tell the young lady sitting next to you the next time I talk. That was Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. Yeah. The Lambammo Bone
is a bone tube made of baboon
fibula
with incisive markings discovered in the
Lambammo Mountains
located between South Africa
and Swaziland. Okay, keep going.
Changes in the section of the notches indicate the use of different cutting edges,
Okay.
which the bones discover. Peter Beaumont views as
Peter Beaumont, the white boy, was there. He discovered this bone and he wrote a book about it. Okay, come on.
evidence for their having been made like other markings found all over the world during participation in rituals.
Okay, keep going.
The bone is between 44,200 and 43,000 years old.
Stop. This bone wasn't 4,004 BC, wasn't 10,000 in Egypt. This is 44,000 years before there was an Egypt or a Bible. You had a people called the Sand People, who the females was trying to create a way to plant and raise food, and they created an agricultural calendar from reed.
This is far older than the
Shango, there's one called the Shango Bone. The Shango Bone is 25,000 years. It's 18 years younger than the other one. It's 12,000 years older than Egypt. Now, I don't want to take Egypt target, but shit that started in Egypt. It started long before then. See, you talk about your ancestors, but you short-stop yourself, and I'm okay 200,000 years today. I'm okay 2.5 billion years today, because many of you can't handle 4,004 BC. You're having a hard time with this one. You're having a hard time with this one. Now, I got the brother reader. I didn't make this up. This is from Wikipedia. Read, brother.
Other notch bones are 80,000 years old.
There's some more that's 80,000 years older than this one.
But it's unclear if the notches are merely decorative or if they very
My
functional.
brother calls. Come on, get me the killer.
According to the Universal Book of Mathematics, the Lambammo Bone is 29 notches. Suggests it may have been used as a lunar
calendar based off of 13 weeks of the female menstrual cycle. You sisters created the first calendar based off your menstrual pattern and created the season. You have the number 13 because it's 13 weeks between each season. Both seasons, 52. See what I'm talking about? Finish between them and family. Did I say that correct?
Yeah.
Read it out for them. They know I got it correct.
In case which African women may have been the first.
In case the African women was the first mathematicians that created mathematics. You say you can't count. When you started, it wasn't Egypt. It was the sisters there in the Lambammo Mountain outside of Swaziland. They made the first physical calendar based on what? Season and seasonal changes. Thank you. Little history gets started. Why we need our own astrology? You need to reconnect to the one that they gave. How many of your parents used to use the almanac back in the day? They didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing without the almanac. They didn't pull a tooth. Do nothing. They planned according to the seasons. We don't do that because we've gotten caught into a situation and been bamboozled to believe that this don't matter. Everybody all right so far? Okay, I'm going to ask my Petri, read the importance of astrology. It's so important that between the last 6 years, my brother, they have made $2.2 billion off of psychic and astrology hotlines. People call it because they exact up. What's my purpose? What's my destiny? What's my love life? Can I get a job? And they call the hotlines. If you read the Bible, it says for entertainment only. Y'all read it at a small. Now you call it for $4, you spending $900. You get the phone, and it says for entertainment. And they made $2.2 billion. 52% of Americans, those other folks and some of us, they can't think without Jean Dixon. Okay? Because Nancy Reagan made her rich. Right. And she would tell Ronald Reagan what to do based on the stars, what's going on. That's what they count. No, well, I understand. Let's see why astrology is important. Everybody all right? All right, sister.
The importance of astrology.
Listen to me.
Astrological beliefs and correspondences between celestial observation and terrestrial events have influenced various aspects of human history, including worldviews. In its broadest sense, is the search for human meaning in the sky.
Search for human meaning in the sky.
It seeks to understand general and specific human behavior through the influence of planets and other celestial objects. It has been argued that astrology began as a study as soon as human beings made conscious attempts to measure, record, and predict seasonal changes by reference to astronomical cycles.
And you started based on what? The menstrual cycle, right? Now, sister, will you read what you have there? Topic and read. Watch this.
Why we need our own astrology encounter.
Why we need?
First, let me address the astrology chart and what is wrong with it.
First of all, y'all ain't never seen this before, have you? I know you because I know what you do. I know what you do, all right? But 99.9.9% of people have never seen this one. You seen the one start with January, February, March. That's the wrong one. That's the one that's got you messed up. If a calendar is not based on seasonal changes, celestial, the equinox and all that, anytime before that, it is not in time with cosmology of nature. Well, for a little history, tell you what, let me slow it down. Why don't you go on and read that, and then let me come to the history, because let's find out why it's messed up, who messed it up, and what, and why it messed up, who, what, when, where, and why, and how. Okay? All right, sister.
Your birth chart,
Your birth chart,
the horoscope, is a map of the skies at the moment of your birth as seen from the location of your birth.
now if it's correct, you can get the number right, but you came in on the wrong sign. You think you one thing, you been saying you thought you was a Saturday, half man and half this, you thought you was a jackass, you thought you was a cut, you thought you was this, so you come trying to act like these things because mama said I was born on this day. You were born, but there is a thing called born on a bad sign, and we'll get that in the table. That's why they took the 13 sign out. I'll get that in just a minute. Thank you, Dr. Walker. Read, sister.
An accurate chart shows the degree of travel of the sun, moon, the planets, asteroids,
The degree of the sun travels through all of these planets, okay,
and compass points,
compass points.
as well as the aspects and the angles they make with each other.
Okay, come on.
An astrologer uses the birth chart to form a personal connection between the stars and the individual,
Okay.
using the characteristics of the planets and constellations that have been passed down.
Using the characteristic, no. Underline in your mind the word what? Characteristics and what?
Planets.
Characteristics
Of the planet
of the planet
and constellations
and the constellation.
that have been passed down to us from ancient times.
Now, what you got in the past down, not from ancient time. It came down through a man by the name of Julius Caesar in 46 BC when he ran into the fact that we indigenous people, we live by a matriarch and not a patriarch. He did not, after going into Egypt and found within Egypt, come out and found that we followed the systems, the gods, the goddesses, they didn't like it. And most countries have a problem with women, female. And I'm being politically cool. I could get crazy, okay? I could get crazy. And go ahead. And when Julius Caesar went into Alexandria in Egypt and found out that we followed a matriarch, it goes back not thousands, but billions of years, he didn't like it. And to control the people, you got to take them off their spiritual foundation and move to one that did not permit, and they conditioned them to accept this and not this. They told the same thing in Avatar. When they went in among an Avatar, they was going there to destroy those folks' spiritual base. And Awa was a female energy that they all recognized. And this sky people wanted to take power, so they removed Awa to take the power. So when they removed the sisters from who she was, they took away our power. Without the sisters, there's no men. A nigga tell you that a man can have a baby to be stabbed inside the head. I said it. Even in your Bible. Even in your Bible says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Biggest lie I've been told. They translated that because they didn't want the feminine energy to rule. They told you an apple went to the damn fig. Watch this. In the ancient tongue, it says the word is Abarashit, Abarah, Alahayim, Hasamai, Wa'adet. In the beginning, the feminine energy made the heavens and the earth. The word bara means breath, that's feminine. That is stronger Concordance 7307. Who got one of them good crazy telephones? One of them good phones you go and call God Google up. Hey Google, you call up. Who got one phone that call up God Google? Siri. Alexis is God. Who got one of them phones? You got one? Now I want you to do something. I want you to go into your phone. There's an app called Bible Hub. It has all the Bibles in it. I want you to go to the Strong's Concordance and Bible Hub. You good? Help me out because I don't see my other check, but I got my main check. You got it? Okay, when you get it, let me know. I want to show that the Bible you read, because there was no God in the ancient text. There was no such word for God in the ancient text. The word was Alahayam. That means the power. They told us in the text the word God was God. That word is Elohim 430. No. I understand, but we'll be about to find it because I can't do that and do this too. Because I'm in a song right now. A lot of people, Baba. You got it? And I'm gonna get away from that because I got some more things. But I want to show you something. When you don't have the right Bible and study material to do your research right, because you got to go back and do etymology, timeline, chronology, and linguistics. If you don't go back and do that, you will not get the proper understanding of what you're reading. You go out with a falsified concept of what you think you read when it's not correct. You have it? Oh well. In the Strong's Concordance, it tells you that the word for breath is feminine. Wisdom is feminine. So what happened was, we can't put it up in time is getting battle. It's slow. So let me finish with you, and I'm going here. But we'll start with the fact that the first count was made by who? Women. Sisters, not women. Sisters. Female. Okay, let's get it right. Let's get it right. You sisters were the first mathematician. They first made the first calendar based on astrology, based on agriculture, because you was raising food so the brother could have a way to eat. We were going out there trying to kill these lions and stuff. We were getting killed. You kept losing your husbands and your children, so they trying to find a way so I quit losing my man, because it get long at night and he hasn't got ate by the lions or something. So I got to keep this nigga at home, so we're going to come up with sisters. We got to get our heads together because the sisters control the marketplace. So let's get our heads together. So he said, tell you what, let's watch when the moon do things, my body do things. So they start marking on the what? On the fibula of a baboon bone, they mark out those days. Now, if your stuff is right, you're going to hit the 13, but all jacked, you got to get 35, 40, 52, 70, you got to run the whole 6 months. But when your body's right, it's right in time for the cycle of the moon. All right? Sister, will you please read?
A 13th sign.
The 13th sign.
The astrology chart uses modern scientific data to calculate the most accurate horoscope information available in astrology.
Okay.
The astrologer can then relate all the wisdom gained over thousands of years of study of the stars and objects within the solar system, based on their true position. The 13th sign astrological system replaces the less accurate tropical sidereal.
The less accurate tropical sidereal. Okay. Okay. System. Which means if you operate on that. Go ahead.
To present the birth information the way the universe has offered it.
If they're not using the 13 constellations to check your birth chart, they're missing you because it's all inaccurate. Have you ever heard of the word Ophiuchus? Huh? Yeah, I told you, man, you deal with this, so you would hear it. But 99.9% people that go call the hotline, look, Miss Cleo, can you check out my destiny, my love life? Am I going to get rich? What am I going to do? And she'll go up and say, well, based on this and according to the alignment of the stars, and we see here that when they lift it through here, you will have, you use a 12 chart, you done miss me. I'm feeling some energy out here. And I need to take care of that because it's been old preaching. of homeless preachers, I fear the spirit.
Feel that resistance.
I feel it. This nigga crazy. What I'm gonna do, not do, but did, I'm gonna bother you. This is written by one of your sisters, Dr. Cesar. You ever heard this book? The Black Mama Creation. Oh yeah. Let me go and let you. I want you to read that, and then I'm gonna bring the other stuff. It's highlighted. Did you need your glasses? Or do y'all? Just messing with you.
13 is the most feminine of all numbers.
13 is the most feminine of all numbers.
Every woman has 13 moon instructions, periods a year. There are 13-month moons.
How many?
13
Not
months.
12. Guess what? 13 months.
Full moons in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Not the patriarchal.
Not the what? Patriarch, but the matriarch.
Because of this inconsiderable link with Great Mama, the feminine, 13 has been massively slandered, devilized,
Demonized.
and like Mama, yet the slanders uses 13 to the hilt, for it is the
Number of the capstone in the secret society. Thank you. Now, I told you a while ago that it was the sisters that started the first calendar 43,000 years ago. Okay? And they based it off of connecting with the moon and their cycle. Right? Mm-hmm. Why we need our own calendar, what's wrong with it? I'm going to ask you to read that. Start right here. What's wrong with it? Because more folks do believe in 12 signs. On this chart here, that's the one they gave. This is the one that we operate with. I'll tell you about this in just a minute. Everybody all right? All right, read, sister.
The Zodiac constellation has 13, not 12 signs.
The Zodiac has 13 and not 12. Come on.
The constellation of the goddess
They call it Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus.
Yeah.
The snake handler.
The snake handler.
Can clearly be seen emerging from Scorpio and leaping up into meet Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
Only her foot remains in the eclipse.
Okay.
In 46 BC, the Romans sought to destroy the female matriarch.
Who did? The Romans sought Julius Caesar because he didn't like what they saw. You had too much power. They won't know where to go, and they found out by studying you. Or somebody told me. You know, us can't keep no secret. And so they give you some trinkets, and you told the secret. Come on.
By ending the female rule.
By ending the female rule.
13 is a number associated with the female and regarded as sinister and evil. 13 is
Go ahead.
only unlucky to men. It's
To
the
those certain men.
the female goddess.
Mm-hmm.
13 is part of a lunar matriarchal society that presaged the Roman Empire.
Predates the Roman Empire and the Kemetic and all of them read by Baba Yashabiya.
And it was ruled by the moon.
And ruled by what?
The moon.
By the moon. Go ahead.
The Romans replaced the 13-month lunar calendar of 28 days with 1 day left over.
Mm-hmm.
And with solar 12-month calendar, the odd number days and quarter of a day left.
Mm-hmm.
Like history books, the calendars are written by the victors.
Okay.
The Romans destroyed the female power base by fire and steel.
By fire and steel, by water, and they went and took it and changed it. Made them change over,
And told them.
Okay.
Likewise, enslaved her astrology
They enslaved it, they changed it.
in service of Roman.
In terms of Roman power and control. Why is the calendar given? Two reasons: politics and religion. Politics and religion. 46 BC, the Romans had a 10-month calendar. Wasn't no 12, only 10 months. They decided through some patriots, we're going to take and add, going to change quartilis, sextilis, 5 and 6. We're going to change that to a man named Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar. When you run around talking about July and Augustus, you recognize a dead white man. You're honoring a dead white man. You praising a dead white man on July the 4th. What would you still praising what? A dead Roman emperor. And you're empowering his spirit because his spirit lives on. As long as you keep calling his name, his what? His spirit lives on. None of the names that we have here has any African origin. They're all of Greek and Greek mythology. Can I tell you a little short story? We know the Bible. I'm going through the Bible because y'all know the Bible. In Genesis, the 12th chapter, verse 1, 2, and 3, when the children of Israel was coming out of Egypt, out of bondage, their God, I say yours, I say Egyptian, I said their God called them into council. Will you get me to Genesis chapter 12, verse 1 and 2? Will you read?
Genesis 12. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country.
No, Exodus. I'm sorry, Exodus. My bad. I got all the books in my head. I had to line them up. Exodus, the 12th chapter, verse 1, 2. Thank you, mother. I had to correct that. What we supposed to be doing?
Okay.
You're going the wrong way. Exodus, the 12th chapter, verse 1 and 2.
Exodus 12.
Yeah.
1. And the Lord spake unto Moses.
And the Lord spake unto Moses
and Abram in the land of
in
Egypt.
the land, not out of it, in the land of Egypt,
saying,
this
month shall
be unto the world.
Unto you.
Unto the Egyptian.
Unto you.
Unto you.
The beginning.
Nobody, wait a minute, nobody else. I'm talking to you. Could you tell me what God told you when you came out of slavery, what to do? What God called us together as Africans in slavery said, come out, I want to talk to you. Hold on a minute. Wait, watch this in. Then God called the leader and says, wait unto Aaron and Moses, says what? Unto you this shall be what?
The beginning
of months.
It shall be first.
It shall be first.
The first month
of the year. Unto who?
You.
Unto you. Where is your new year? Where is your sign? Was given unto you because when he brought them out of Egypt, he had to change the whole dynamic. So they've been there 40, 30 years, been following Egyptian gods and things, worshiping them. He had to get them back connected to their base. What was that month? April. Let us see. 13th chapter, verse 4 of Exodus. Abib. The equinox. Watch on this, I'm going to hit you with it. You ain't ready for this one.
13th chapter, verse 4. This day came ye out.
This day came ye out
of the month
in the month of Abib. Abib is at the equinox. The word Abib means body plant. When it first breaks the ground at night. Not day, it breaks at night. But there you go, boy. Okay. This shall be the beginning of your year and your month. Your year starts at the what? Equinox. Abib. Later on, they got jacked up and battled and they and switched it. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. Give me Exodus, the 23rd chapter, verse 14. This the kicker here.
Okay.
We always say, what's in a name? That's it. What's in a name? Why do you have names? What does the name present? It gives character, it gives purpose, it gives what? A meaning. So when you use these names, that energy, you empower that name to have power either for you or against you. This God, you call him Jehovah, Yahweh, always when you call him, but he said he was talking to a specific people, not the whole world. You heard what he said, to you. He gave them a direct command. What was that?
23.
23, and I think it's 23rd, verse 14.
Oh, 14.
Is it 14? Let's see. Yeah. The 23rd chapter. I'm sorry, I get excited. I'm walking. I can't remember, but I'm not. Come on.
Okay, 23rd chapter, verse 13.
The 23rd chapter and verse 13. of Exodus, this God told him something, and I'm gonna move back. I want y'all to see this. Said what?
And in all things
In all things
that I have said,
unto you,
be circumspect,
be circumspect,
and make no mention of the name of other gods,
and make no mentions of the names of other gods.
neither let it be
And
heard
neither come out your
of
mouth. That was a direct command. Says, you don't even utter it. And we going around talking about January, February, March. Who is January? And he's after two-headed God, two-faced God for the beginning. What season of change happened in January? No.
New Year, huh?
No. And they changed it from March to recognize their God. And every one of the things we've been honoring through the years, for 700 years, we've been following and praising a Greek God, Greek mythology, and you wonder why you can't get ahead. You make a few good steps, but you fall back 20. We as African Americans has been given an opportunity this year to go back and set the record straight. You see, what y'all don't know, that Corona is a constellation. Corona Bacillus. She sits just above Ophiuchus near Hercules in the realm of Arcturus. What you say? Well, let me go to the Bible and show you where she's at. Give me Job, chapter 9, verse 5. Wow. Wow. God got a woman in there, not a man, but a woman. A woman. Job, chapter 9, I think it starts around verse, there we go, 9. Job 9 and 9. Write this down. Because I told you the Bible is the book of astrology. Job chapter 9 and 9. I can get deep in that. I can't too deep, so I want y'all to. Okay, what it say?
which maketh Arcturus.
Which make Arcturus. This is in the constellation Arcturus that right above Ophiuchus near Hercules between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Now where my Scorpio people at? I saw a hand go up. What day was your birthday in according to the sign? What's the number?
14.
The 14th? We got a problem. We got a problem. Because the 23rd of November to the 29th, it's something in that sign 7 days. It's only in Scorpio. So if you ain't between this number and that number, that ain't your sign. So now what is your sign? And most of you do not know that your sign is out of sync. Baby girl, you can put it down? Oh, yeah. Let's go back. Okay. I'm just trying to get these folks to realize I ain't playing. Yeah?
Okay. Modern tropical astrology is the spawn of the apologists and propagandists of male tyranny, and it is used actually as a way to kneel down to an ideology that represents the worst of human nature.
The worst of human nature. The Gregorian calendar is the worst calendar known to mankind. Right. Because they went in there, they call themselves adjusting leap year and locking Easter down because with the Jews see the calendar, Easter kept running from March, April, and 11, and they couldn't get no fix on it. So there was time to bring in the Christians, to bring in the pagan Christians. Everybody said they're going to make it on Jesus' resurrection. So they try to make it fit. The problem is that it won't work. So according to the Bible, he was crucified during the week of Passover, not the week of Easter. And Passover was always the 14th of Aviv, never like they got it going. Then they decided Let the Jews have their Passover, and we got our Easter. We Christians got our own. Right? Totally out of sync. Did you not know? I gotta do this. Woo! Here it is, right here. What I got you reading? Okay, the law of time, we'll go there. I said a while ago that any time a society build a calendar clock, a calendar thing, for what? Political reason or what? Religious, right? Do you not know that Saudi Arabia just adopted the Gregorian calendar in 2016? Huh? You didn't know that? I want you to read this. Saudi Arabia just accepted the Gregorian calendar November 2016. Yes, did it. The Japanese accepted it in 1949. Now here come the Saudi Arabians. Will you read what it says?
Saudi Arabia switches to Western
Gregorian calendar
so it can pay workers less and save money.
so you do what?
Pay workers less.
Give it, say what?
Pay workers less.
Which means if you don't Western Gregorian calendar, you've been getting jacked for that 13 months for the last how many years? You ought to slap somebody. They knew this 13 months, so they switched off of the Islamic calendar, the moon, went to the Western to what? To pay the people less and save money. I didn't make this up, people. You've been jacked for the last past 1,700 years. Thinking it was 12 months when it's 13. Thought you was under the right sign when you're under the wrong sign. Somebody need to read. Give it. The 13 signs. Then I'm going to the law of time. Then we're going to question and answer. But for my other brothers, what did I do? A couple of stuff. Y'all ever saw this before? The ancient Dead Sea Scroll calendar. You ever heard of that one? Well, this one, Ted says that according to that calendar, that God. Come on, you better girl. You gonna get mad. Now they cooking no fried tuna. Okay. Well, I got highlighted. This from the Essenes that found the Dead Sea Scrolls out in the desert. They found a particular papyrus that said that God gave us a perfect calendar. Okay? Would you read it, please? It's highlighted. I'm telling the man to say it. Now, come on now. I didn't write it, you did.
What we were never told is that there was another calendar,
Okay? Well, we were never told that there was another calendar. Watch this.
a solar one,
Okay, solar lunar, come on.
that's used by the
Essenes.
This is their story. The Essenes taught that God gave us a perfect calendar.
God gave us a perfect calendar.
The base unit for the calendar was a 24-hour day that was put in sets of 7.
Sets of 7.
Called weeks.
Called weeks.
Their calendar year was 364 days long, which was evenly divided into 52 weeks.
52 weeks.
This made all holidays fall on the same
On the same day.
Of the week.
Every time.
Every year.
Every year.
Our Gregorian
Calendar. Come on with it. Ships.
Ancient Dead Sea Scroll calendar. Weekdays 1 or 2 days every year.
It switches, it floats, it moves around.
This makes the 7-day cycle and the holidays all from year to year.
All from year to year. That's okay. You got to meet them out.
Yeah, okay.
I don't got you flip it, flop it, jack it, roll it. It ain't but 364 in a year. Because the numbers don't match. If the numbers don't match, if the glove don't fit, you got to quit. If the math don't match, you got to let it go back. Our problem is we did not do any research or anything. We went running like hog and slop and gobbled it up and said, wow, that was good. sisters and brothers, the calendar you've been following is wrong. Why is it important? Well, I'm gonna let Sister read, and I'm gonna shut up for a minute. I'm gonna go do some Q&A. Read all that. I'm gonna hold my peace. Come on with it. Let it roll.
The 13 zodiac signs. Do you know that your zodiac sign is on the apparent path, the ecliptic, with 12 constellations of the sun across the celestial sphere over the course of the year?
Okay, listen. Go ahead.
Do you know that the sun was above your zodiac sign when you were born?
Mm-hmm. What was it? Y'all may not, but the day you was born, so I was born at night, so the sun wasn't up nowhere. So where was the sun at in your constellation based on the time that you were born? You was told one thing, but it don't not. That's why they ask when they do a reading, were you born at night or day, what time? They're trying to find out where the sun, if they're using a 12 chart, they still missing you because they're missing out a whole constellation that has 18 days in it that ain't being accounted for. Yeah. Ain't been accounted for. Yet you pay these folks astronomical money to lie to you. You go out and try to live out the lie, try to make your character fit into the storyline they gave you when it's all bovine excrement. Why you struggling? Just a minute. I'm just bear with me. I'll be through in just a minute. I'm filling my gravy now, getting a little better. We go around and we wonder why a lot trying to make people think, well, you see, that if you're a Taurus, you don't fool with a Scorpio. If you're a Scorpio, you don't fool with a Taurus. You don't fool with a Libra. All of these are Greek names. Some of y'all miss good wild because you ain't got my sign. You ain't, we're not and you sat down and you go believe this. You go and get the horoscope. Horoscope. You read it, and your day is messed up. You and 6 billion more read the same thing, got the same problem. How can that be? When you don't have the same voice pattern, same eye print, same fingerprint, none of that. But you got us, we're all in the under that same sign. We're all Tauruses, and we got the same problem. People play y'all brain. You know why we messed up? Let me go back a little bit. We as African Americans in this diaspora have no New Year that we call ours. We have no holy days or sacred days that we can revolve around that bring family together. We're still chasing the illusion of somebody else's jacked up BS story, trying to make it be your story as the world turns. Oh yeah. And that's why our family can't come, because we're so busy imitating another man's ideology, trying to make it be ours. You don't find a lion getting a hyena to raise his child. You don't find a jackass running down the road with a zebra. Here we are, trying to act like somebody that we're not. But we're the oldest people on the planet. How can you be old when you act like the youngest? I just showed you how old you were, yet you act like the kid. You're happy. Happy. Come on, baby, I'm gonna leave you alone. Come on. Everybody all right? My time's almost up. I'm question and answer. Go ahead.
However, it was already the matter over 2,000 years ago. Now the date of zodiac signs have changed, and it is no longer consistent with the astronomical phenomenon. Due to the change of the Earth's axis and the movement of solar system and stars, the current positions of zodiac signs are different with that of 2,000 years ago.
About what? 2,000 years ago. And y'all following a 4,000-year-old book, telling me the book up to date. Y'all will get them and get on that. Go sit down and say, what did he say? What were you talking about? You'll figure it out. Go ahead and read.
Since the Earth's axis swings in a circle of 26,000 years, the ecliptic position also changes in the sky. As a result, the time of the sun arriving at a constellation will delay about 1 month every 2,000 years.
It'll delay about what? 1 month every 2,000 years. When did we get the Gregorian calendar? In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII commissioned a man by the name of Christopher Clavius, a monk and mathematician, astrologer, to create another calendar that he liked, and they used January as the first month of the year, leaving March, okay? Dr. what's her name? Fossilized custard? Dr. White, in his book, and many other books, even in this book, they were written by a Jewish man. He found out after coming out of Babylon, they switched from Abib to Nicene. They went to fall and were going on to the equinox. He said in the back, you see his wife, all right? Let me know how. I mean, that's his wife, all right? He said in his book, what it said at the top, and read what it said. He going to recreate a new calendar. Now wait a minute. When did he write the book? We're going to work this thing. What's your name? Marianne. We're going to work this thing. Always look at what? The copyright date. When did he write this book? 2020. Wait a minute, not 1820. 2020. What happened December 21st, 2020? A conjunction happened. Sagittarius and Jupiter lined up for the first time in 800 years. When it lined up, a portal opened up for us, and we missed it because Corona had already started her job. Corona, look up. Corona is the constellation that sits above Scorpio near Arcturus. Arcturus, and it's called Corona Bosalis. She's a constellation. She's called the female goddess of pandemic. Mother Earth, I'm going to send this to you to shut the world down, to give you Negroes a restart.
Wow.
You out here, come on. Well, y'all know we got to get the shot. We got to go get the shot. When you fool with Mother Nature, she sends the constellation and stars back to correct your butt. You got temperatures out in Oregon 105 degrees, 107. It's 107 in Tallulah today, where I come from. Ain't nothing 107. You got 82.5 going. You got flood in Japan. Over in Japan. Am I correct, bro?
Yes, sir.
Help me out.
Yes, sir.
She's mad, and she's trying to purge the world of all this BS, and we're trying to go along with it. He says, got to create a new calendar, 2020.
Wow.
I woke up at 3 o'clock that following morning after the conjunction. The answer said, it's time to do a deep dive because my people are lost. And my wife can tell you, I have not slept 6 hours since December 2020. I've been up creating this chart, and I created a 13-month calendar with 28 days that puts us right back in time with Mother Nature and cosmology.
Wow, bless you.
Are you selling these books?
Yes, sir. Because these books, let me get this. I got to go to Fort Worth. I got to go to Georgia. I've got to go to Oklahoma. And when I get there, you have to buy the T-shirts and the book because we as people need to know the truth, and that will set us free. But till we get our own calendar on our own constellation, these are African titles. These are Greek titles. Which one you follow? You want this or you want this? Well, he said, I'm going to get a reading. Who's ruling my head? Is it Oshun? Is it Obatala? Is it Gabriel? No, but you got Saturn. You got all the other folks up there. You got to get through. You can't get yours till you get through there. To you what? The book says, come from among them, my people, and separate yourself. You did not do so, but you're still trying to stay with them because you like being around master. He validates me. These are the ancient Orisha. They are not Egyptians. I don't mean to upset nobody. But Egypt was around the year, what, 10,000? The Ashango Bone. Who got a phone you can talk to? Can you talk to your phone? Ask God, Google where is the Shango Bone.
Hey Siri, what is the Shango Bone?
I found this on the web for what is the Shango bone. Check it out.
It says, there it is. It goes back to what? Where you at? Go on, you brought the calendar.
Yeah.
Go right in the calendar. I mean, I got what talking about. Documentation beats conversation. The Shango bone is 18 years younger than the Lambammo bone. The Lambammo bone you saw was born 4,000 years ago. Well, no Egypt then. Because you can't see 10,000. But let me show you this map. Can you pull up the work? What it's saying? That's it. And where it's in a museum, over there in a museum. Where's it at back there? In Belgium. So won't you niggas don't even see it? Won't y'all even see it? It was set up on the menstrual period, the same way as the Lambammo bone. 13 months, 28 days, cycle. You can do the research. Don't believe that I'm saying today. Please don't. But at least know the research. Quit claiming things that you have not did research on. Well, you see, I think I'm a God, but I'm a purpose. You think you want to think, but what are you? You are a celestial being in a terrestrial world. And the problem you can't balance your celestial and your terrestrial. Your head and heart don't line up. How many minds do you have? No. How many minds did your body work with? You sure? I know, but your body works on the three. One here, heart and gut. Boy, keep on talking. Wait a minute. See, this is how we roll. This is how we roll. You roll it out of the door. Go yonder way, please. Go yonder way, please. Go yonder way. I'm just about to hold this. If I gotta get about to hold this. Let me walk down and find that Shango bone. Let me find that Shango bone. Yeah, right there. The Shango bone, 20,000 years BC, Eden was way down here. The word Shango means these people knew the Orishas because their name was Yashango, not Dawudi. No attack. This is what? It's 200,000 years of our history, not 4,004 BC.
Bob, what is that map called?
This is called the ancient African map, the world map. Yeah. Oh, we got something up there in the car, bro. They just paid $5, please. This map, yeah. Now, what he has is,
This is 4004 BC map.
created by a man by Auspicious Ursha. November, yeah, the Adamites, October the 23rd at 9:30, 4004 BC. You got sisters in the Lambammo bone creating agricultural maps 43,000 years before that was a 4004 BC. Documentation is all the conversation.
All conversation.
I didn't mean to go with y'all carry on, let y'all get it to them. Y'all don't have nightmares.
That's the subhuman being.
That's the Adamites. Y'all been chasing. And now they got the Zodiac, you chasing the Zodiac. Zodiac is a circle of animals. Are y'all animals? We got the constellation, get that. Okay? Come on, let's wrap this up. They're looking tired and sleepy. They're looking tired and sleepy. Come on, read some.
However, it was already, okay. Due to the change of the, okay. I forgot where I was.
We'll just take off.
Let's start right here. Since the Earth's axis is swinging in the sky, as a result of the time of the sun arriving at the constellation will delay about 2,000 years. In addition to the 12 Zodiac Signs, the current span is a 13-month which is located between Scorpio
and Sagittarius. So now if your chart gonna have this guy in there, they gave you this and this, and missed these 18 days, your sign is jacked up.
If you think you were under the Aquarius sign, you might be a Piscean, while the original Scorpio might be a Sagittarius. The huge Scorpio also needs to be redesigned.
Redesigned, because Scorpio only has 7 days. They took, you can put the 18 days and 7 together, give it the time. Nobody got a 30 day or 20 day. Every one of these signs are either less or more than 30 days. Is that correct? I mean, you're looking at it. Aries, 25 days. Taurus, 37 days. And these are all the stars that lines around them. How you going to miss this sign when it's the 9th sign and say the rest of them correct?
In 1982, the International Astronomical Conference modified the constellation range and approved of...
Say it again. The International Astrology Unit. That's where this comes from.
They approved
Ophiuchus.
as the 13th constellation.
That's it. In May the 4th, 1939, the AFA, the American Federation of Astrology, says you gotta put Ophiuchus back. Well, why ain't it there? Because the Pope in 270 AD says we can't have Ophiuchus in there because that's a bad sign. That's a female sign. So we're gonna take it out of the constellation. And they took it out of the constellation in 270 AD. They said, well, what's wrong with the chart? Well, you see, 13 is a bad number. And by it being a bad number, Ophiuchus is a bad sign. And if it's a bad sign, we got to check it out. Or 12. So we find out that the European got a medical condition called discophobia. Well, the European has a condition called discophobia. Discophobia. The fear of the number 13. Why you don't find no skyscraper with the 13th floor, no seat on the 13th floor, and you know it's getting hell now because the tower that fell in Florida had 13 floors. They superstitious. Got you running around there acting like them. The word is discophobia. You scared of 666? Scared of the black cat? The black cat was good looking easy. You scared of all the numbers? Oh, Friday the 13th. Oh, don't do that.
That's when they crucified
The Knights Templar was Friday the 13th. They killed all of them. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's where the number 13 is. If you're a good Mason, and you know the knowledge of the compass and the star, this is not an alt. This is not an O. This is not a circle. This is a cypress. It's made with a compass. Where the point that the compass goes, that's 13 in the Masonic Lord. That's the center of all knowledge. 1 and 3 is 4, meaning you made out of the 4 elements of you.
And there's a 4 cardinal points. Check this out. We have 364 days in a year. That's 13 people. That's 13. All day long. 3 plus 1 is 4, back to 4 cardinal points. That's balance. So if your balance ain't right, you're still wobbling, then what you struggling? Finna wrap this part because law of time declare what? Come on, sister. The law of time says what?
The law of time is a universal law and principle. It states that time is the universal factor of synchronization.
But we?
The law of time distinguishes between a natural time and
natural time
that governs the universal order, and an artificial time and frequency which sets modern human civilization apart from the rest of its environment and biosphere. We
are in an artificial global matrix, and we're fighting running against the biosphere, and why Mother Nature steady kick our butt. Y'all coming back or not? Do you have to get it down so I'll wipe this butt off the planet and start all over again. If you don't straighten up black folks and get your stuff right, you're going to go out with the white folks that you love so much, and you're going to start all over again. Read.
The effect of basing a civilization on artificial timing.
The fact of basing on an artificial time frequency.
an irregular calendar,
an irregular calendar,
and the mechanical clock,
has
resulted in the creation of an artificial global matrix, the technosphere.
It created a what? An artificial global matrix called the what? The technosphere. And everything you got is technology. Everything you gotta have. While you drop this thing, you gotta call the man straight jack because you man, where's my phone? You don't count no more. Back in the day, we had everybody's phone on in our head. You ain't got it there now. She like, oh shit, ain't in my contact.
How to remember.
We've lost the power to what? Recall, and because now we got what? Alzheimer's. Can't remember nothing. Because if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. I know that everybody's phone number, and they changed them. Mama, grandmama, everybody. Now you gotta find out. My phone just died. Read, baby.
By consuming natural resources.
By consuming natural resources.
Faster than they can be replaced.
Faster than they can be replaced.
And creating more waste.
And creating more waste.
Eliminated.
Can be eliminated.
The technosphere operates at the expense of
the
the
biosphere. That's why we got all this much going on. All this artificial food. All this plastic and styrofoam. The catching fish got plastic in the stomach. Shrimp dying in the water. Huh? Been all of these. Because we're not letting nature do a thing. Everything must be in its season. So all you vegetarians eat all this out of date, out of time food, think you're doing the right thing. If you're eating vegetables out of season, they're in a defense mode. They ain't helping you at all. Woo! You out here eating all this stuff, and you're buying, and it's GMO, GMA, jacked up, messed up, tripped up, shot up. You're trying to get healthy. You can't because you're operating against the biosphere. Everything must be in what? Its season. If it's not in its season, it is out of balance with nature. It is now running against it. It becomes your entity to fight this corona because corona, every time they think they got her down, she mutated to something else. She went from 1 to 5. We got one called Delta Plus. We had the UK, the BC, the UR. Every time you fool with her, remember what she is. What she's a constellation. I tell you what. Google it, Google. Look her up. Come on, talk to God. Google. Say Corona of Salas. The constellation, the Corona constellation.
Siri, what is the Corona constellation?
Yeah.
Hey Siri, what is the Corona constellation?
And where's the located?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.org. Corona Borealis is a small constellation in the northern celestial hemisphere. It is one of the 48 constellations listed by the 2nd century astronometology and remains one of the 88 modern constellations.
Ha! It's a deity. It's worshipped in Hindu and it's worshipped in Orthodox Germany. When Corona came out, they went to the cathedral and dug up her shrine out the floor, cleaned her up and put her back on the mantle to begin to say, please don't do this to her because she's tied into Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus, the snake is called the great healer. The great healer in us is called Osamara. Osamara is the great healer of our astrology. It is in the 9th house. You look it up. Ophiuchus, come on, baby girl. We're going to use the Greek stuff, but once y'all get out here, we go to this one. Who is Ophiuchus? Call God Google, not that in there. The word heaven is another one. Those words did not exist in the answer. You notice in the Bible, God never told the Israelites you're going to a promised land and not to a heaven. And this is the promised land. America is the promised. Well, let's see what the book says. Psalms 104, verse 29 and verse 30. What do the book say? We know from my book. What do your book say? Wait a minute. Psalms 104, verse 29 and verse 30.
29. Thou hidest thy face.
Thou hidest thy face.
They are troubled.
They are troubled.
Thou takest away their breath.
Then take it with now. Why the breath? The breath is the only thing that cannot be destroyed. It goes back to who? Its maker. Don't your Bible say that? Okay, all right, proceed.
They die.
They die.
And return to their dust.
Ash to ashes, dust to dust. Look at us. Read.
30th. Thou sendest forth thy spirit.
The one that receives the spirit say, I send forth thy spirit.
They are created.
They are what?
Created. And thou renewest the face of the earth.
They go to hell. Or they go to heaven. Thou renewest what? The face of the earth. You come back to your family lineage, to your grandchildren. Everybody's been before. The word human metamorphosis. We have many metamorphoses. You've been it before. These babies been it before. Nothing new under the sun. Hell was created to create a fear factor and guilt. Why is it? Revelation, the last book, was canonized 140 years after the other was canonized. Dante, Divine Inferno. They bought, hell has 9 levels according to Dante. Heaven has 10 levels. Which one you going to? Excuse me. Said, replenish the face of the earth. Boom. Now, according to your book, it says the dead knows nothing. So if the dead knows, how you going to be in hell or not? If the dead don't know nothing, how you going to know where you at? It's got to be conscious. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. I rest my case.
Hey, Baba. We ain't replenishing the earth because everybody can bury the caskets now.
But guess what? The spirit left. The spirit left. We're not fertilizing, but the spirit gone back, and it's coming back because we see them in babies like this. This baby coming doing computers 2 months in the world, singing like old folks, playing instruments. Come on now, y'all been seeing what America Got Talent and all this stuff. I need some water. My tongue got dry. I'm dry as my heart together. Come on, let's wrap it up.
Before white folks went to heaven, where did they go? Where did they come from?
I ain't gonna bother that.
See, the word heaven was replaced by Olympia.
Right.
The gladiators went to Olympia. They run into Olympia now. And the garden was Avalon. See, my question to you is, what in heaven, what was the name for it was called heaven? What was the name for it called God? God came here in the 5th century. In the 4th century, what was the name of God? What the white folks called God. They called him Goof. What they call him in the 3rd century? They call him Woofer. That's same as wisdom. What they call him in the 1st
Wednesday, when y'all pray meeting on Wednesday night and strap, you wishing to God, you back at God whooping. You ain't talking to Jesus. You talking to whooping.
You talking to Woofer. It's
Rappers.
Yeah. The rappers, whooping. See, what?
So when we die, our spirit goes into somebody else.
Your spirit goes back and comes back into your family lineage through your bloodline. Whoa. Wait a minute.
Baba.
Wait, hold on.
So rappers so terrible.
Okay, well, how old is you? How old is blood in your body? I mean, you got your age, but how old is your blood in your body?
Where it comes from?
How can I use your blood to trace back 15, 20, 30 generations of your existence through your DNA? Yeah, if it died with you. How can I go back and take just a sample of your blood and tell you every problem you ever had?
You had to go through my bloodline.
Your bloodline. And your bloodline continues. Your children, and grandchildren. The ones you came from, you was your mother's mother before you became yourself. Oh, y'all didn't get that. Oh, shuck it up. Oh, shuck it up.
I just experienced it. I just experienced it.
Well, you was your mother before you became who you are now.
My mom passed in November.
Okay.
She's now my granddaughter. I know this.
I know because
I know this. She's now, when my aunt died, we had 2 boys, 2 little girls, 2 more girls. When my
watch this,
mom
listen.
died, we had 2 more
Check this out. Listen what she's saying. Not only that, watch this. Baba, wait a minute. There's a thing in the Bible. It's called the esotype. Esotype. When you see, we don't do this no more. Jews do it. When a child is born, 8 days, he's carried before the priest, and they do what they call a reading, Kasi Esotype, the path of life. They ask, what side is he coming back at? On the mother's side or the father's side? What will do did he come in the world under? This give him a guideline how to guide this child, because that old dude, if I'm wrong, straighten me out about it. That old dude tells his whole life purpose and destiny. Some folks trying to be a doctor when they're supposed to be mechanics. Okay?
I go by
you may.
And the way that that's possible is because all of the universe is in balance. So there's nothing, when we look into the universe and we say, oh man, look at all that darkness, it's chaotic. But it's not chaotic, you just don't understand it. So as we grow into an understanding, that's the basis, I'm talking about the basis of that naming that he's talking about in terms of Odu. This is why we don't throw dishes up in the air and name my children.
Yeah, ting-ling, ting-ting, chong, ting-ling, ting.
We name my children from the balance of darkness and light, from which all things are here. I came so that you might have life, and life more abundantly. That's the Christ, or the word Christos, which was initially Greek, meaning not male, but female energy, which is what brings forth life. I have a best friend in Indiana, and we got into a very deep conversation, and he was saying, Sam, I just don't know where you've gone with this thing with E5, because we were both Sunday school teachers. and I said, Bo, that's what I call it, I still teach, but not just only on Sunday. I said we have to grow into an understanding that there is a universe out there. And I started to struggle with a rib from a man making woman which came first, the chicken or the egg. So I started to struggle with that, and that's where I'm just talking to you directly. That's where, not offensively, just directly. I started to then study. And that's what I challenge anyone to do. And no matter what your particular pantheon might be, it's all based on cosmology.
Take that.
So it doesn't matter. It's all about, when we talk about Orisha, we're talking about aura. We're talking about energy patterns. And all of those things you can also find in the Bible. If you go there to search, you might be plagiarized in a plagiarized way, but you're still going to find the truth if you're looking for the truth, because God is it.
Hey, Bob. Okay. Hey, Bob. Would you say that it would be a good idea to start for everybody to start visiting with E5 priests in order to deal with this vaccination issue?
I think what you need to do is the Bible allows you to come together, quit BSing, and contact the Orisha that's in charge of the constellation, Osamara, and let Osamara deal with Corona and get and get the medicines we need to do, because E5 says all we got to do now is raise your immune system and your T level. Your immune system fights all diseases. The food you eat ain't here because it's what? It's artificial, it's what? Adulterated.
About coming to Baba
Hold on a minute, y'all. We're trying to get a point. I'll get you.
To answer his question about coming to Baba to try to find the truth, you have to understand that most of the Babalaos, and we have this thing of trying to run to Africa, because we believe that somehow their ice is colder than ours. It's not. It's not. The same cosmology in Africa is the same cosmology that is here. And most of them have been divorced from that cosmology due to colonialism. So you have to understand that us as African people, we have to start studying the truth. And it's through study, through understanding. Now, what kind of study? Because there's a lot of stuff out there you can read about, right?
This is
look to the stars. And look to the stars and use that as your litmus test. This is why Baba has diligently put together what he has put together here that goes back to the ancient ancestors, and I implore everybody to do that same thing. You cling on to this, but don't take it for granted.
No.
Start to study it. and then it will become real.
And put it into
and as you
practice.
use it
Yeah.
and put it to practice, then it'll speak for itself
See, if
in your life.
the more you speak it, it becomes more natural, becomes more empowering to you. When you use other names, you give it power. When you stop using it, it loses power. That's why the book said, remember your creator in the days of thy youth. Well, who's your creator? I don't know. It's 330,000, but which one is yours?
Jesus.
Yeah. Your parent is the first. Remember, these are the energies that our ancestors 2.5 billion years ago recognized. Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask both of you a question because I had experience out there. Well, my question is, I delivered all of my 4 children.
Okay.
On my third child, the FBI came and arrested me.
Okay. They belong to the state.
And what they wanted to know was,
Give you permission.
no, they wanted to know what I did after today.
And see, and that's the kicker, because wherever your placenta is where your power is. My mother was a midwife, and we always buried the placenta by a tree out. They use the placenta now to get stem cells, and they reprocessing it. They want to know, because that tells a lot about you and what you come here to do. You did? Yeah, I am too, because most times they don't, you know. And if you look at some of these vaccines, they was using the, what was the Caucasian stuff, 14-year stuff in the vaccines. They use that to make medicines and stuff like that. But we need more midwives in our family to have natural birth. See, you don't lay down, you sit, you squat and have a child. You lay there, you strain and push. No one walk to come out jacked up. You put them, and I'm getting ready to cut this off, because tomorrow, just a minute, say it again.
What about the water birds?
The water, huh?
I mean, you still like sin.
You squat, but when you laying down, you pushing.
But you have more freedom to get up and move around though.
Yeah.
So the water
But-
birds should be higher.
Yeah, you see, a lot of times they sit, and so we're about to wrap this up. I'll be in Fort Worth tomorrow at a doctor's bookshop on the Meadowbrook tomorrow. And I'll maybe go a little deeper. Tonight, your energy trying to carry me all over the place, so I was trying to catch up with habit. But we do have an outline. We do follow. You know, I do. I need to be professional. But when with my people, I'm like Barry Stanley. I just relax and let's have fun. Let's study. Let's grow. Now, we're all not going to do this together. I say, as the individual family, you start picking. Get your calendar. Pick the certain days you want to celebrate in your household. Get rid of those Greek names and use the Orisha name in the days of the week. And line that energy up. You understand? When you line that energy up, then you call on your ancestors. You do whatever rituals you need to do. What the brother talking about, I'm gonna say the terrorists, cross up with a crab, to think he's a jackass. You know, let's line, yes, sister.
So I have to redo my birth chart, right?
You got to, because it's totally out of whack.
But I can still use my date of birth, time, and all of that.
But the numbers change. Remember, you got to start with not January. You got to start at the equinox and count. You can't start because January was added in, and February, so the numbers change.
Is that like
for instance,
Okay, is that like for Ogun?
Ogun.
That would be the first house.
That's the first house.
That's the first house. You just start.
Okay, it starts there. So now with that, watch this.
But that 13 house, man, so we gotta see. I mean,
Because if you go with January, your number's gonna be off. What does September mean?
7.
7. What does was that October?
9.
9.
October 8th.
And what? November what?
9.
But then you have it on the calendar.
Wrong.
The numbers is wrong. Because you start with January 1, which did not exist. Right? So they take, and they take quintilis, they put Julius Caesar in that place, took the numbers out. And then 7, 8, 9, 10. So your numbers are wrong. So that means your chart is wrong. And you notice, no season comes in on the first of any month. It's always around the 20th. 21st. So your day started the evening following the 20th of the equinox. That day fell on the day of Obata, which you call first day of the week. And maybe it's ironic that in the Bible there's no name of days and weeks, there's numbers. The first month, the 10th day, second month, 15th day, there is no name until you get to the Greeks. That's where the problem comes in. So when you give it name, you give it what? You give it character and you give it power. So how you take it back, you take the name, you delete, cancel, replace, uplift. Yes, sir, Bob.
All right.
Get your calendar, get your shirt, and walk around. Just ask questions, baby. This is the real deal.
Yeah, I already know.
This is the real deal.
Does the 13th, because I'm looking at the 13th, but I'm looking at, I got a
you do the cards, right?
Yeah, I do cards and I also do astrology.
Okay, right.
And what I'm looking at is you got the 12th house and the 13th house. Now I know the 13th house is on our regular thing, it's like 12, so that'd be the last one, but now you got 13. Now that 13 has the same type of energy as the 12 on the regular?
No.
Everything changes. So everything gonna change.
Everything changes.
So now my 12, 13, and now my
12. Yeah. You know Rick Ricardo and I Love Lucy, Babaloo, and he got rich and bought up Hollywood.
Yeah,
don't you know why he did? Because he was working on his energy.
Yeah.
His energy.
It's actually Olakun energy.
Olakun. We got some young people here that's Queen, peace, gratitude. Now, beloveds, allow me to say this. With all sincerity, I don't know why. Only the answers revealed to me. And I'm trying to get some rest. You niggas, please come on, let's get this stuff together. Let's try to stay in because they ain't let me sleep. I lie not. If I get 6 hours, if I make it to 3 o'clock, it's a miracle. I lay down and I'm up at 3. They got me digging. They got me. I thought I knew something, sister. I said, I got it. The Shango Bone. 25,000 years. I went as fast. I got it. I'm working on it. Hey. What? Gotta go deep. What you mean go deep? Told them now about it. Says gas and called it Lambammo Bone. Lambammo. I know Lambammo. Lambammo. No, not that. The Lambammo Bone. I went and looked that up. The guy's name was Paul Beamer. Wrote a book about it. Built on the. It is 18 years older, 18,000 years older than the Shango Bone. Now they say there's some more older, but let's stay here because you can give too much and they're going to brain gonna freeze. So this ought to work. I'm not here to attack nobody's belief. Everything you got was given you by somebody else, and we did little or no research because mama liked it, we went along with it. But it pays you, you got to save yourself from this untoward generation. So it behooves you to do your own research. I'm telling you, don't believe nothing that I said today. Go do the research. Go put the information to the test and see what you get. But now I'm telling you off the back, they already started getting their stuff together because they got a thing called the International Fixed Calendar in England, 28 days, 13 months, and it's got, they 13 months is called the month of soul.
Son, master.
Just a minute. It's called the International Calendar. It's called the month. It's got 28 days in it. So while you still chasing that other 365.2422, they're going to flip the script on you. Every day is 28 days. Every month got 28 days in it. You started it, but they're gonna keep them Greek names. They're gonna keep them Greek names.
So is that like, okay, I know it's like casting a big spell on us.
Yeah, it's gonna be out.
Doing a big spell. So, how do we do that? If we change it or we go by our own calendar, how does that, I mean, is that still like a?
We divorce them and start using ours. We give them their name. You got your sacred calendar and your silver calendar. Every society have a market calendar, silver calendar, and it's called the sacred calendar. The Jews got the one that get their feast days on, the one they do their business on. You got your silver calendar and you got your sacred calendar. This is our sacred calendar. Could connect us back to the universe. You do your business with the white folks, come on, and you recognize this stuff. You set your holiday, your birthday, your days up according to this. You pay your bills on that because that's how they do business. You got to walk and chew gum at the same time. All right?
I go.
But this is the key. You made it. Come on.
I go. One of the things that you're going to learn once all of the Baba laws come together, what you're going to find out is that there are a lot of truths and principles that are being hid about the Orisha. So you won't even know why you're conducting yourself the way that you're conducting yourself, even if you're born under this Orisha. So right now, they call it, you need to be initiated until one of these Orishas, so you can learn the secrets.
Is this any foundation in Ife, the Ife?
Ma'am?
Is this any foundation in Ife, however you say
Yes, the foundation is the cosmos, yes. And the earth.
But I'm saying, does it have anything to do with the Ife religion?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Because Ifa means wisdom.
The foundation,
we got Baba laws.
the foundation of the Ifa religion is based upon the lunar cycle. So the things that Baba's talking about here, the average Baba Lao, the average Baba Lao, the average baby Baba Lao.
Just hang on.
So
I'm sorry.
that's something that's not shared with the general public.
Not shared.
We need to take the spookism out of Ifa. Take the horoscope spookism out and let people know the truth behind it, because Ifa is about character and balance. We have made a religion out of it with a lot of extra things that you can't, if you ain't got 35 duck eggs, 16 guinea hens, 4 ducks, 3 elephants, you can't get your head clean. That is dangerous because your reed is the most powerful reed you got, your inner head. And nothing comes to your head except your what? Spirit can't believe you except your head except it. As a man thinketh, so is he. We get bamboo because, now I'm telling you, I've been initiated. And I've been through life and I spent a lot of money. I paid for my learning. Some food, wake up. You were born with this. I have a given right to recognize my ancestors. So you can't tell me I can't recognize if I ain't got certain things. No attack, just facts. Remember, they blood is in my bank.
All of this knowledge comes from the renewal of your mind.
At all times. And
you have to be a practitioner of it.
Please. We got Baba Laos and instructors. We got Ogun, Divine Metaphysical Temple. The brother here's in Dallas. We got Baba Banjoko in Athens. And I'm in Tallulah, Louisiana. Where did I say I'm from? I'm from Voodoo City. Yeah. Hey! Voodoo City. Yeah. Get it, Nimbo. Get it, Nimbo. Get it.
Bob.
Yeah.
The young lady.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I read something that said in African spirituality, the ancestors only went back to the grandparents, which is not very far back.
That is not true.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
I just pulled a map. I went back 200,000 years.
I think the guy was African there.
Yeah, but see, you remember that was colonialized by a man by Samuel R.J. Crowther. He wanted to make them into Hebrews.
It sounds like the same as what I was reading on the internet.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
Yeah, I know about him.
Oh, okay.
See, we know because when I bring out a 200,000-year-old map that goes back to the essence, to the same people called the witch people 140,000 years ago when the map was created, that kills that. When I go back 2.5 billion years, when they found a nuclear machine in Africa that was producing uranium, it kills all of that. And I go with my boy Steve and say, we go back 4 times. See, if you stay terrestrial, you shout. When you go celestial, time does not even exist.
So it's time, it's infinite.
It's infinite.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
From the thought From the thought comes the manifestation. What did I just say? Without the thought, there's no manifestation. We all the time say, what came first, the chicken or the egg? The thought did. Metaphysics. Esoteric metaphysics. I'm trying to say that's right.
That's it. All right, family. Baba, we want to thank you for coming out. Let's give a round of applause for Baba Yashabiya. Family, look here, this, you know, y'all know now. The Queen allowed us to come on out for this, and we want to bless her.
This is 12, and the long one's got the long ones over there.
So y'all can come on up here and get y'all a calendar, a t-shirt, ask your questions, what have you. Because we are done. Ashe?